So you may have heard a lot of celebrities have been leaving X.
Back and I'm better than ever. I think I got a vendetta. Oh, now they call me, I seen them.
Here are a few of the people leaving or who have already left X. Don Lemon, Jamie Lee Curtis, Joy Reid, Gabrielle Union, Bette Midler, and The Guardian, just to name a few. A lot of them say it's because it's not a place for civil discussion anymore, right? There's an increase in misinformation and hate speech. So that's why they're leaving. But we're going to take a little deeper dive into what they've been saying. This first clip is Don Lemon, and he put out a video explaining why he is leaving.
Hi, everyone. I have loved connecting with all of you on Twitter and then on X for all of these years. But it's time for me to leave the platform. I once believed that it was a place for honest debate and discussion, transparency and free speech. But I now feel it does not serve that purpose. In addition, starting this Friday, November 15th, X is implementing new terms of service, which among other things states that, quote, all disputes be brought exclusively in the U.S. District Court for the Northern District of Texas or state courts located in Tarrant County, Texas, end quote. The full terms of service can be found on my written statement or on the X website. Now, as the Washington Post recently reported on X's decision to change the terms, this, quote, ensures that such lawsuits will be heard in courthouses that are a hub for conservatives, which experts say could make it easier for X to shield itself from litigation and punish critics. I think that speaks for itself. You can find me on YouTube at The Don Lemon Show, or on TikTok and Facebook at Don Lemon, and on Instagram and Blue Sky at Don Lemon Official. I hope you will join me there. Thanks.
It's so interesting to me how they have to, first of all, announce them leaving Twitter. They still have Instagram, they still have YouTube, they still have Facebook, which are actually pretty good at censorship. YouTube is probably the least censored platform, but they still have those platforms. So X has no censorship. Also, the fact that he said the thing about the Texas courts, where else do you want it, in a blue hub? I mean, if you look at the map from the election, a lot of the map is red. So where else you want to go, Don Lemon? And he says, experts say. I don't pay attention to the experts anymore because experts have done us wrong over and over and over again. But here is the clip from Don Lemon's show on X. This may have been the only interview he did before Elon cut it.
So, Don, you love censorship, is what you're saying?
No, I don't love censorship. I believe in moderation.
Moderation is a propaganda word for censorship. Look, if something's illegal, we're going to take it down. If it's not illegal, then we're putting our thumb on the scale and we're being censors.
You're putting your thumb on the scale for moderating hate speech. I mean, you don't put out child pornography. That's not...
It's illegal.
Some people would say that's considered censorship. I'm just saying.
I literally said, if something is legal, okay, we will obviously remove it.
Okay.
We, I guess, have a disagreement because I do not believe in censorship that goes beyond the law, and you do.
So you don't consider that hate speech?
I guess you're not understanding what I'm saying.
We don't agree on this.
Yes, you want censorship and I don't.
No, I don't want censorship at all.
Yes, you do.
No, I want responsibility.
You desperately want censorship.
No, if I want a censorship...
You want censorship so bad you can taste it.
No, that's not true.
And I'm against censorship. I'm in favor of freedom of speech.
Yeah.
And freedom of speech only is relevant when people you don't like say things you don't like. Otherwise, it has no meaning.
That's exactly right. Censorship, nobody asks for censorship when somebody's saying something that someone agrees with, right? But when it comes to disagreeing, people call for censorship. The fact of moderation, or it's our responsibility, like Kamala has said before, it's these platforms' responsibility to look over, to oversee what people say on the internet and whether it should be there or whether it shouldn't be there. That is censorship. Elon, of course, is against censorship. That is why he bought X. I don't understand how X can be a place that's not for free speech or for open debate, like Don Lemon mentioned in his first clip, when people are there just saying whatever they want. That is a freedom of speech. Now, like Elon said, if it's illegal, they take it down, like child pornography. Don Lemon's like, well, some people would say that's censorship. Well, those people are people who love child porn. Don, bye. Joy Reid also left X.
Hey guys, so today I finally did something I've been meaning to do for a while. And the reason for doing it, and kissing goodbye my 1.9 million followers over there, is because I hadn't been posting for a long time. I just didn't want to contribute content once it was purchased by its present owner. But just having it there, I was only holding on to it because I, really didn't want someone trying to take over that name and using it for nefarious purposes. I was a little bit worried about that. And also every so often I would use it to just sort of look at news that was trending and what's happening. And I would just sort of use it as an aggregator. But I just realized that's not really worth it.
So she leaves, or she doesn't put content on X because of a grudge that she has against Elon. But yet she still goes on there to look for news, and she still uses it to look for news, even though it's still owned by Elon. It's just not a great reason.
Because in order to do the news aggregation and just look at all, you have to wade through a lot of dreck and a lot of just abuse and a lot of just negativity, and it's just not worth it. And, I think that we sort of prioritize this, this idea of follower count and these, it's become a modern kind of, testament to your worth. And it really isn't, it's just about the quality of the interactions that you have and the communication that you have and what you can provide, the content that you feel like you can provide that's helpful.
She wasn't providing content. She just said she didn't post on there for a while. So she wasn't even providing any content. And she's talking about the relationships. It's about the relationships that you have on there. It sounds like she wasn't building any relationships because she wasn't contributing. That's what happens in relationships. You contribute. She goes on for about another minute and a half. But she left X because she felt like it was now a negative space. And I get it. I am on X, and you do have to be able to take the hate. The internet has turned into a very divisive place because of politics and because of the media. I got to be honest, Joy Reid is a part of the media that has been lying to us for years, and she expects to get love and a welcome from people on X when she has been racist, prejudiced, and lying on MSNBC. So here's another clip from Joy Reid back when Trump got his Twitter suspended.
Breaking news tonight. After thousands of 280-character communications to his tens of millions of followers that range from stupid and juvenile to lying and frankly dangerous, Donald Trump has been stripped of the precious. Jack and company have now permanently suspended Trump's Twitter account, finally accomplishing something 3 wives, multiple legal people who are suing him, and his entire White House staff have failed to do, shutting him the hell up. Twitter cited the risk of further incitement of violence in finally taking action.
So finally censoring him. That's what's happening. He's finally being censored. And it's funny because Joy Reid, in the first clip, she said it's just not worth it anymore. And obviously Trump is back on. So no matter the hate that he got from every which way, he thinks that free speech is worth it. And that's why he's back on there. But for Joy Reid, she is now censoring herself by leaving X. So she can dish it out, but she can't take it. That's what that's showing me. And the fact that she calls all of his followers, again, these garbage people, you are the news. You are for real the news, the media. You are supposed to be reporting on politics and keeping the government in line. You're not supposed to be trashing American citizens for their choices. So you have a problem, Joy Reid. Gabrielle Union has also left, and she said, platforms like X were founded on authentic connections, true engagement, and creative expression, all anchored in respect for user privacy and trust. Union continued, yet with the recent and upcoming changes to the terms of service and the return of volatile figures, I find myself at a crossroads facing a direction I can no longer fully support. I'm committed to engaging in spaces that truly value inclusivity. If you value inclusivity, then wouldn't you value everyone's voices? Respect and integrity in the digital world. Sometimes that means recognizing the last straw and knowing when to step away. Hey, she's making this choice. Other people are making this choice. You are free to make this choice. Other people are free to make the choices that they make, which is posting certain things on X. These people think that they are the highest of the high in this hierarchy. I know what respect is. I know what inclusivity is. I know what integrity is. But that is your definition of it. Because why aren't any of these people canceling the mainstream media? Jamie Lee Curtis, she announced on Instagram that she deactivated her X account. She says in her caption, "God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change," aka people. Courage to change the things I can, the wisdom to know the difference. Yeah, that's right. You can change your X profile and you can deactivate that. You cannot change other people and what they say. So bye. And listen, I don't have a personal problem with these people. I just want to point out the hypocrisy of the fact that they say they want inclusivity, but only the voices that they agree with. The thing about deactivating your X account that really bothers me is you can't go back and see their old tweets. I think if an X account is deactivated, then it should say in the profile, this account is deactivated, and you should be able to see old tweets. That's what I think. But there is this like website called the Wayback Machine. It's not that great, but I found a few old tweets of Jamie's that I find interesting. The Hawaii missile scare is on you, Mr. Trump. The real fear that mothers and fathers and children felt is on you. It is on your arrogance, hubris, narcissism, rage, ego, immaturity, and your unstable idiocy. Shame on your hate-filled self. You did this. She says in capital letters all of these words, and then she says, shame on your hate-filled self. Just the projection is just like, whoa, and I wonder if she ever said this about Biden or Kamala, the border czar, when thousands, millions of illegal immigrants come through the borders and murder innocent American citizens. Does she go online and talk about their arrogance and narcissism, rage, ego, immaturity about not protecting the American people? Probably not. Probably not. Here's another one. October 16, 2022, she says, "And you're still an asshole." To who? I don't know. But she ends this tweet just a few days later. She says, "Life is easier when we're nice to each other. Life is easier when we're nice to people." Jamie Lee, and that's why your life is so hard. The Guardian also left X. The Guardian had multiple accounts on X with a combined total of 27 million followers per USA Today. Quote, "This is something we have been considering for a while, given the often disturbing content promoted or found on the platform, including far-right conspiracy theories and racism. The U.S. presidential election campaign served only to underline what we have considered for a long time, that X is a toxic media platform and that its owner, Elon Musk, has been able to use its influence to shape political discourse," the statement continued. Far-right conspiracy theories, a lot of them have been proven right. The toxic media platform. Again, why is mainstream media not being held to the same standards? No matter, all of these people leaving, it's official. Donald Trump dethrones Taylor Swift in X follower account after defeating Kamala Harris in presidential debate. All these celebrities leaving and all these people leaving, probably helped that. Probably helped Donald Trump get more followers than Taylor Swift. This isn't the first mass deportation, self-deportation of people on X. When Elon first bought it, there were a bunch of people who left, including Jack White. And this is from an article. The reasons that celebrities have cited for leaving the social media platform include claims about an increase in misinformation as well as an alleged rise in hate speech. White has stated he made his decision based on Musk reactivating the account of former President Donald Trump, a move the rock star called, quote, absolutely disgusting. So this alleged rise in hate speech and misinformation as well. I question, what do we consider hate speech? If it is illegal, if it is a threat against somebody's life, which there are plenty of those against Trump's life, against Elon's or Vivek's or RFK's life on X, and I've seen people like quote tweet them and tag the FBI because that is illegal. But what qualifies as hate speech and misinformation? So does this next clip, does this qualify as hate speech?
I think there are a lot of families out there who don't believe boys should play girls' sports.
They're not boys. I'm not going to listen to transphobia at this table. I am not going to listen to
transphobia.
Call a trans girl a boy.
Are you going to allow me to finish my explanation?
When you use a word that's a slur, I'm going to interrupt.
To slur.
Jay,
they're not boys. They're not
give me
boys.
1
They're
second.
not playing girls'
Let's just
softball.
reset for
I'm
one.
not going to sit there
Let's
and
reset
listen
for a
to that.
second because, look, this is a really heated issue, right? And Sharmichael, I know you. I know that you understand that people have different views on this.
So is that considered hate speech? Calling a trans girl a boy? Because according to that guest, whoever freaked out, the liberal white guy with glasses, that is hate speech to them. So all of these people leaving Twitter like a Jack White, they say that that is considered hate speech. Well, I don't think everyone would agree with you. What about misinformation? Mainstream media is the queen, the king of misinformation.
The reality is Barry Weiss's comments were dead on accurate. Whether it's the Wuhan lab, the origins of coronavirus, I can add to that all things Donald Trump, the laptop from hell, Hunter Biden's business dealings with foreign countries. If the last name was Trump, would be different coverage.
Oh, no doubt about it. And when she elucidated that the COVID lab leak theory was covered up by CNN, Brian Stelter went on to say, wait, who said that? Well, I have the receipts right here. It was, in fact, Chris Cillizza on CNN who wrote, Anthony Fauci just crushed Donald Trump's theory to the origins of the coronavirus. NPR said it was debunked. Washington Post fact checker went on to say it, too, was false. Now, all of a sudden, fast forward, Washington Post says how the COVID lab leak theory suddenly became credible. It was always credible. It just wasn't credible in the eyes of CNN because President Donald J. Trump said it, who has been totally vindicated by the lies of the mainstream media now exposed.
So why aren't people max exodusing, you know what I'm saying? Mass leaving CNN because they are reporting misinformation. These celebrities, again, they feel like they are at the top. They know what's best and they can make their choices, whatever they want to make, but claiming misinformation, claiming more hate speech or hate speech in general. No, sorry, you are not Webster's dictionary. The heat that social media gets on free speech, I would like that to be applied to mainstream media. Because what is mainstream media made out of? Relationships with the elites. The elites as the hosts. And what is social media made out of? The people. Like me, I don't have a Fox News or a CNN, but I have a YouTube channel to be on. I have an X account. I have a Threads account. Go follow me. They want to censor the people. And the funny thing is, I don't even think they realize that. They want to censor certain people, like a Donald Trump or all of his supporters, and don't realize that that is censoring the person next to them. I mean, probably not next to them because they're celebrities and they have 50,000 square feet houses. I would like the mainstream media to be held to the same standards as the people on social media.
Back and I'm better than ever. I think I got a vendetta. Oh, now they call me, I seen them. All of those times getting severed. I told them all I can let up. They get not tired of me never. Give me a shot and I swear I shoot like Berettas. Yeah. They getting nervous, I seen it. What I seen.